Okay, today we are going to discuss about the control statements. If anyone know about what is control statements, tell me please. If anyone have idea about the control statements, okay, these are the types of control statements, but I am asking about what is control statement. Okay, okay, let's see what is a control statement. Control statements, as the name suggests, these are some statements, okay, that control something. Clear? And what it controls? It controls the execution flow of the program or code. Clear? Okay, okay, okay. Control statements are statements that changes the normal execution flow of the code. Okay, in normal program, statements are executed one after another in the same order as they are written. Okay, in normal execution, if you have these like these statements like 1 2 3 4 5 and 6, okay, you have 6 statements, and in normal execution what will happen, the statements are executed one after another in the sequence. Clear? In normal execution, first the statement 1 will be executed, then second, then third, then fourth, fifth and sixth. Clear? But this works only for normal execution, normal programs where no logical checks are there, like adding two numbers, okay, like these type of programs. Clear? But most of the code requires some logical checks. Then on the basis of result of these logical tests, some statements are executed and some are not. Clear? This works only for normal programs where no logical tests are involved. Clear? But in some applications we require some logical test, so on the basis of that logical test we may interested to execute some statements or not execute some statement. Clear? Like suppose there is a code having these statements like this. There are four statements, and on fifth statement you have a condition, okay, like x equal to y. We are checking x equal to y. Clear? If x equal to y, then we have to execute this statement. Okay, like there is a first, second, third, fourth. On fifth statement you have a test, and if fifth statement is true, okay, then you will execute six, otherwise you will execute seven statement. Clear? Now what we are doing here, we writing the logical test. Now how the statements will be executed in the same order they appear, like first we will execute first statement, then second, third, fourth. Okay, on fifth statement you have a logical test. Okay, now on the basis of the result of the logical test, whether it is true or false, you may execute next statements. Okay, if the statement is true, okay, then you will execute six. Otherwise, if statement fifth is false, you will move to seven statement. Okay, in the case of false, you will skip sixth statement. What we are doing, we are changing the flow of the control. Okay, we are changing the execution flow. We are skipping this sixth statement if the result of fifth statement is false. Clear? These statements are what doing? These statements are controlling the execution flow of the program. Okay, whether to execute some statements or not. For performing such type of task, control statements are used. These are called so because they control the flow of the execution control. Clear? Now, clear what is control statements? Okay. Now, there are following types of control statements. First is conditional, looping, and jumping. Clear? These we have three types of control statements mainly, and in conditional statements we have four statements: if else, if else. It is also called else if ladder in C programming. Clear? And we having next switch. Switch statement is actually further enhancement in the if else statement. Okay, and in looping statement we have while, do while, for, and for each. This loop is mainly used with the array. Clear? This is special loop that will used with the array. And in jumping statements we have break, continue, and go to. Clear? Okay, what is conditional statements? We will do one by one. PHP conditional statements, like conditional statements are used to perform different actions based on different conditions. Clear? Conditional statements are used for a logical test. Okay, you have a condition, and on the basis of condition, you have to take decision whether to execute some statements or not. Clear? Like if the condition is true, then you will perform some action, and if condition is false, then you perform other actions. Clear? These are used when there are different conditions and you have to perform according to the result of conditions. Clear? Very often, if when you write code, you want to perform different actions for different conditions, you can use conditional statement in your code to do this. Clear? There are following types of conditional statements. First is if. We can also say it is simple if. Okay, execute some code if condition is true. Then we have if else statement, if else statement, and last is switch. We will see one by one. This is the if statement. Okay, and it here is the syntax: if keyword, then in the braces we have to write condition. Okay, conditions like if one variable is less than another variable. Okay, if one variable is equal to another variable, like this. Okay, like these type of conditions we will write here. And if the condition is true, okay, after evaluating the expression written here, the result will be in true or false type. Okay, and if the condition is true, then this if will be executed, and control will enters in the if block and execute the statements written here. Okay, and use this statement when there is only one decision is involved on some logical test or condition. Okay, these statements will be used when you have a condition, and on the basis of that condition you have only one decision. Okay, like if condition is true, then you have to perform this action. Okay, if condition is false, then we have nothing to perform. Clear? If true, then we will perform some actions, but if the condition is false, then you have to do nothing. Clear? Here is the example of if statement. We have PHP tags. Okay, age having value 20, there is a variable age, and in if we are writing if age is less than or equal to 37, then we will print candidate eligible. Okay, if their age is less than or equal to 37, then we will print candidate eligible, otherwise not. Clear? Now we having a value 20 in the age. Okay, and we are checking if age less than equal to 37. Now age variable have value 20, so condition is true, it returns true. If is true, now control enters in the if block and execute this statement. Clear? Candidate eligible. Okay, but suppose if we have value 38, okay, in the age variable, then in this case 38 less than equal to 37. Okay, condition is false. 38 less than or equal to 37, condition is false, so it returns false. If is false, so if will not be executed. Okay, then simply program terminated. Clear? It will show nothing to user what is happen. Clear? Because we have only one decision on the basis of condition, that is if condition is true, then we will print candidate eligible. Okay, if condition is false, then there is no any action to perform. Clear? Okay, like you will use simple if only when there is one action or decision to perform. Okay, if condition is true, then you have to perform any action, like here we are printing this value. If condition is false, then you do nothing. Clear? Next is if else statement. Here syntax is this is a if and this is else block. Okay, now if condition is true, if condition is true, then control enters in the if block and execute all the statements written in the if block. And if the condition is false, if the condition is false, then if will not be executed and control will be transferred to the else block, and all the statements written in the else block will be executed. Okay, and if else will be used when you have two decisions on the basis of a condition. That is, if condition is true, then we have to perform some actions, and if condition is false, then you have to perform some other actions. Clear? You have two decisions on the basis of condition, one in case of true and other is in case of false. Clear? Now if condition is true, then if will be executed. After executing if block, control will transfer to next statements. Okay, but if condition is false, then control will be transferred to the else block, and all the statements written in the else block will be executed. Clear? Now not a point that condition will only come with if, not with else. Clear? Else will be executed if condition is false. Clear? Okay, now we have example of if else statement. We have same example as we did in the if statement. Now if age is less than equal to 37, then we will print candidate eligible. Now we have age value 38. Okay, 38 less than or equal to 37, condition is false, so if will not be executed and control will transfer to the else block, and here we have written the statement candidate is not eligible and it is printed. Clear? And if we have 20 in age variable, then if will be true, 20 is less than or equal to 37, then control will enter in the if block and execute this statement. After executing if statement, it will be return to next statements. Clear? Okay, is it clear to you? Is it clear to you? Okay, if anyone have doubt, let me know. Next is the if else statement. Now this is the statement as you did in C, like else if ladder statement. Okay, else if ladder statement. In this we have number of if. First we start with if condition one, then we have else if block, then we can have else if another block, another else if block, another else if block. Okay, we can have n number of else if blocks. Clear? And this statement and this statement and this statement is used when you have multiple options. Okay, or you can say when you have multiple choices. Clear? Like here we have one choice, second, okay, we have third choice, fourth choice, fifth choice. Okay, and you have to enter, input some data to choose any one from these, any one from these. Okay, first condition one will be checked. If there is a match, then it will be executed and rest are skipped. Okay, only one. We have number of conditions, but only one will be executed if it is found true. Clear? Only one. From many choices, only one choice will be executed, or we can say from many conditions, only one condition will be executed if it is found true. Clear? And rest are skipped. Clear? Now we will first check first condition. We have written in if. Okay, if it is true, then it will be executed and rest are skipped. But if it is false, okay, then control will move to next condition. Okay, like the here else if, and again it check if it is true. Okay, if second condition is also false, then control will move to next. Okay, if it is found true, then third will be executed and rest are skipped. Okay, and control will be transferred from the out of if else statement. Clear? If third is also found false, then control will move to next. Clear? And if we are checking all the choices, all the conditions are false, then at the last we have else block. It is executed when all the conditions are false. Clear? Okay, now see the name if else if else, if else if else. Okay, first condition will be in the if statement and rest conditions will be in the else if block. Clear? Yes, yes, switch is the further enhancement in the if else if else statement. Okay, switch is the, we can say switch is the extended version of this statement. Clear? Now see the example, see the example here. In this we have three choices. Okay, we are printing here, press 1 if user enters 1. Okay, then addition will be performed. If 2, then subtraction will be performed. If 3, then multiplication will be performed. Okay, we have 3 choices, and for entering or for using choice we have option variable and assigned it value 3. Okay, means, and here we are printing selected value option variable. Okay, and selected value is 3, means we selected this option. Clear? And for performing addition, subtraction, multiplication, we have 2 variables, x, variable 1 and variable 2. Okay, now these are the options 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and we selected 3 in the option variable. Okay, now we have to compare option variable with all these values. If option variable equal to 1, then we will perform addition. If it is equal to 2, then we will perform subtraction. And if it is equal to 3, then we will perform multiplication. Okay, so here we are we have defined conditions. First, if option equal to 1, then we will perform addition is, and we will do addition. Okay, else if option equal to 2, then we will perform subtraction. Here we are written the code. And if equal to 3 option variable, then we will perform multiplication, and here is the code. Clear? Now now see, option variable have value 3. So first we will compare it here. Option equal to 1, 3 equal to 1, condition is false. Control will move to next. Now here we are checking 3 equal to 2, condition is false. So control move to next. Here we have 3 in the option and 3 equal 3, match found. Now control enters in this else if statement and execute this statement. And here we are printing the multiplication is. Okay, clear? Consider the another case. If we have 4 in the option variable, if we have 4 in the option variable, then what will happen? First we compare it here. 4 equal 1, condition is false. Control will move to next else if block. 4 equal to 2, condition is false. Clear? Now control move to next else if. It check option equal to 3, condition is false. So we have defined 3 conditions, but all the conditions are found false. So in this case, at last we have written else block will be executed and it will print option is not matched. Clear? If no condition is found true, then at the last we have written else block, then else block will be executed. And if there is no else block defined, then simply control transfer to the next statements. Clear? In the practical class we will see all these practicals. Now next is PHP switch statement. It is similar to the if else, but only there is a difference in the syntax. Clear? We can say switch statement is the further enhancement in the else if statement, because in this statement there is a more writing effort, but in this statement writing effort is less. Okay, it is more precise to use switch than if else statement. Now how to write syntax? First we have to write keyword switch. Then here we are passing a variable to which you want to compare. Clear? To which you want to compare. Like here we are passing option variable. Okay, here we are passing n is a variable or any expression to which you want to compare. Like in this example, here we are writing option. Okay, we are comparing option variable. Okay, then this variable will be passed to switch. This variable will be passed to switch, as you can see in the example. Okay, now now for defining different cases or defining different choices, we have to use case keyword. Okay, and you can define any number of choices, any number of conditions. Clear? For defining a condition or case in which we have to use first case keyword, then space label 1, and then colon sign. Okay, and this is the label 1 is what is the value with which you want to compare. Okay, with which you want to compare, with which you want to check equality. Is option equal to 1 or not? Clear? Like here, like this value. Okay, here we will write 1, like you can see in the example. You can see in the example. Clear? Then you have to write statements, code, and at the last of every case, you have to write break statement. Break is a jumping statement which will move the control from the out of switch. Okay, because like in this example of if else example, uh, when any condition or any condition is true or we found a match, okay, then we will execute only that statements. After executing that statements, okay, associated with that condition, and then after executing, control will automatically move out of the this statement. Clear? Out of these statements. Okay, no any other else if will be executed, only one will be executed which is found true. Okay, if all the conditions are found false, then at last if we have written else block, then it will be executed, or then simply control move to next statements. Clear? So break statement is used here for shifting the control out of the switch, because we have to only execute that case, only that case which is found true. Otherwise, if all the cases, all the conditions are found wrong, okay, then at the last we have default block, as we have else block in the if else if statement. Clear? Here we have default block. It will be executed if no case will be found true. Clear? You can see the example. This is same example we have written with the switch statement. Clear? Like we have option variable, and here we are assigning value to it. Then we have variable 1, variable 2, and here we are printing 1 for addition, 2 for subtraction, 3 for multiplication. Okay, then we are printing selected value, option variable 2. Clear? Now option variable have value 2, and here we are passing option variable. Clear? To which you want to compare, and they and the values with which you want to compare are will be with the this cases. Okay, it is not mandatory that here value will always be 1. Any value with which you want to compare, it can be 0, it can be 5, it can be 9. Okay, any value with which you want to compare. Now option variable have two. So first, when control enters in the switch, in first case, it will check option equal to 1. No. Then it will move to next case. Okay. Here it check option equal to 2 and here match is found. So it will execute this statement. Subtraction is 40 and break statement will move control out of the switch. If there is no break, then all the cases after this second case will be executed, because then it will not compare. Why this? So because it found only one comparison which is true, and after that it will execute all the cases automatically. Okay. For shifting the control out of the switch, we have to use break at the last of each case. Clear? And suppose if in option variable we have value 4, okay, then 4 will be compared with 1, not matched. It will move to next case. 2 will be compared with 4, not matched. Then 3 will be compared with 4, not matched. Okay, no case will be found, no case is found true. So control will transfer to the default block and it will execute. Option is not matched. Clear? हाँ जी, इतना क्लियर है? Is it clear to you? Here we have looping statements. Conditional statements are used for logical tests. Okay, only for logical tests. And what is loop? What is loop? Loop is like a one cycle. Okay. And here you have to perform some actions during a cycle and it will come to the where it start from. Okay, it will come where it start from. During this one cycle you will perform some actions. Clear? And you can execute any loop number of time. Okay, any number of time and you can repeat these actions. Clear? You can make the loop to execute number of time and then you can repeat these actions. Okay, when one cycle will execute, these actions are execute once, and on second cycle, then these actions will be performed again. Clear? You can perform actions or same actions for a number of time. Clear? Number of time means whenever your loop will execute, it will perform these actions. Okay. Now see, when you write a code, you want the same block of code to run over and over again. Same block of code to run over and over again in a row. Okay, in a sequence. Instead of adding several almost equal code lines in a script. Clear? We can use loops to perform a task like this. For example, consider an example. Suppose we have to print this string hello 10 times. Okay, 10 times you have to perform or print this string. Okay, now in this case, without the concept of loop, what will you do? you have to write 10 printing statements. Okay, first, second, third, fourth, up to 10. You have to write 10 printing statements for printing hello 10 times. Clear? And if you want to print it 50 times, okay, now in this case you have to add more 40 lines. Clear? You have to add more 40 lines. You have to write 50 times for printing the hello 50 times. Okay, and this is not the efficient way, because the lines of code will be more. Okay, if the number of times will be increased. Clear? So it is not an efficient way. For doing this, we will use the concept of loop. Clear? We will write hello printing statement only once. Okay, and we will write it in the loop, and we execute the loop 50 times. Okay, we will write it only once, but we will execute the loop 50 times. Okay, clear? Now for what loops are used? If you want to perform same action or number of actions for a particular time, okay, for a particular number of times, then you will use the concept of loop. Okay, we will execute loop 50 times, and this statement will be executed 50 times. Okay, like this is a one cycle. It is also called iteration. Here we have written hello to print. Okay, on one cycle, one iteration, it will print it one time, then second, third, fourth. We will execute this loop 50 times, and it will print these hello world, hello world. Clear? Okay. Okay, and is it clear what is loop, and for what it is used? Clear? What is loop and what is the purpose of loop? Okay. Okay, now in the loop we have three statements, looping statements mainly: while, do while, and for. And we have another for loop, which is a for each, and is mainly used with the array. Okay, we will cover it when we will cover the topic of array. Okay, and while is the simple first loops through a block of code as long as the specified condition is true. Now we will see how loops are executed. Okay, then second we have do while, and then we have a for loop. First we have a while loop, and how loops are executed in these are, first thing is, these are used for performing the same action or number of actions for a number of time. Okay, we have to specify how many times a loop will be executed. Clear? So we have while, then here we have a condition. Okay, then this is the opening curly bracket and closing. We have defining the body of the loop here, and we are writing some statements here which you want to execute. Okay, which you want to repeat, which you want to execute for a number of time. And how while loop will be executed? First, when control comes to it, it will check the condition, and if condition is true, then control enters in the while loop and execute the statements. After executing the statement, it will return to the condition, and it will check again. If condition is found true, then control enters again in the loop and execute the statements. Okay, then after executing the statement, again it will jump to the condition, and it will check if condition is true, then again control will enter in the block and execute the statements. Okay, this process will continue until we find the condition is false. Okay, this process will continue. What is process? Check condition. If condition found true, then enter in the body of loop, execute all the statements. After executing, then again return to the condition part, check the condition. If condition found true, then again enters in the body of loop, execute statements. Okay, after executing again, it will check the condition. Okay, this process will continue until condition is true. When condition found false, when condition found false, okay, it will be exit from the loop. Clear? It will exit from the loop. Now for using loop or working with loop, you have to know, or you have the knowledge about the three things, three main points. First is your starting point. Okay, from which you want to start the loop. Clear? There is a starting point. And second is your condition. Okay, and third is your increment part or decrement part. Okay, this is, here is the condition. These three points that you have to consider when you are working with the loops. Clear? First is starting point, from which you want to start the loop. Second is condition, your test condition. Okay, and third is the increment decrement part. These are used for increment decrement are why we are using, because if there is a start point and there is a end point also, there is a start point and there is an end point also, and after each iteration we are moving to the ending point. Okay, we are moving to the ending point after each cycle. For example, if you want to like print hello world 10 times. Okay, you want to print it 10 times. Now what you do, uh, you have starting point 1 because you are starting from 1, and ending point is 10. Okay, ending point is 10 and starting point is 1. Okay, and you have condition. What you have condition? When this true. Okay, for this we are using some variable, like you have to assign this value to a variable, like I have value 1 starting point value, and this is the condition, while I less than or equal to 10, while I less than or equal to 10. Okay, this is the starting point and this is the ending point. Okay, clear? And now you have printing hello, and in each iteration when I is 1, it will print hello. Okay, then we use this part, increment or decrement in the loop. Okay, at the last statement in the loop, there will be increment or decrement. We are using increment or decrement depend upon the logic what we are using here. Clear? Why we are using increment? Because this is the first iteration, and then we have to move the value 2. Okay, if we are not using increment or decrement, then I remain same, it will remain 1, and it will be running for infinite time. Okay, you have to move to your ending point, you have to move to your ending points. Clear? Like now we are incrementing now I have value 2, then it will check again the condition. If I is less than 10, 2 is less than or equal to 10, condition found true, then it will again print hello. Okay, after printing, then it will increment I again, and now I have value 3. Okay, after 2 executing it, now I have value 3, and then third iteration will be executed. Then it will check third less than or equal to 10, condition found true, then again it will enter in the while loop and print hello. Okay, this is the third iteration. and then again we increment I 4. Clear? Clear? These are the things you have to consider when you are working with the loop. Okay. Why we are using increment or decrement part? Because we have to move towards your ending point. Okay. This is your stopping condition. When I reaches this, it will execute last time 10 time, and after executing it will be incremented by this, and now the condition is false, then control will move out of the loop. Clear? Is it clear? Okay. Now see the example. Now see the example. Here we having a value 1, x variable having value 1, and here we having condition. Okay, this is our condition, x less than or equal 5. Clear? We are printing the value of x 5 time. Okay, we are printing 5 time. Okay, now these are 3 parts. First is, this is the your starting point. We are initializing a variable x, okay, from which you want to start your loop. This is the initial value, and which variable is used is also called loop counter. Okay, this variable will be also called loop counter, because we are using this in the loop, and it is also initializing variable, initial value having 1 starting point. Okay, then this is the your condition, and this is your stopping condition, like it will stop when it reaches this. Okay, there must be a stopping condition. And how we will reach to this? We are incrementing this by 1. Okay, we are printing x 5 times. Okay, first x have value 1, first iteration will be execute. Now it will check if x less than equal 5 true, and it enters in the while loop and execute this statement, and it will print this. Now x is incremented by 1. Okay, now x has value 2. Okay, now it will check 2 less than equal 5, condition is true, it will execute and print this. Okay, second iteration is performed. After this it will then it will increment x by 3 by 1. Okay, now x have value 3. Clear? Now it will check 3 less than equal 5. This is the third iteration, condition is true, then it will print value of x and increment x. Now x have value 4. Okay, after incrementing x have value 4, then it will check 4 is less than equal to 5, condition is true, then it will print this. Clear? This is the fourth iteration. After printing, it will increment x by 1, and now x have value 5. Clear? Then it will check if 5 less than equal to 5. Now 5 less than equal to, less than condition is wrong, but equal to condition is true, so it will print this 5 and increment x by 1, and now x have value 6. Clear? Next, on the sixth step, it will check the condition is 6 less than or equal to 5. Now condition is wrong, and control will out of the while, exit from while. Clear? Clear this program? Yes. Okay, in PHP we will see by doing example. I will show you. Here is the Okay, I will check. I will check. Because if we are not assigning any value to a variable, it have null in PHP. It is assigned to null, means empty. Clear? Okay, I am sharing with you. I'm sharing a screen with you. Okay. The screen is visible to all of you. Okay, now we have a simple example. We will do the example of while HTML tag. Now body tag. We are starting body tag. Now we have PHP tag. Okay. Now we have closing PHP tag, closing body tag, and we are closing HTML tag. Okay. Now, if we are not, first we will see if we are assigning value 1 to x, and here we have while, okay, while x less than equal to 5, we are printing the value of x, echo x dot. Now we are using line break for next line. Okay, first we will run this program. Where to save? In C drive, XAMPP folder, htdocs, PHP script. Okay, here we are writing while example. We named the file while example.php. Okay, now save this file, and on browser window, now we are writing localhost. You have to start the server. Okay, why we are using increment? Because we have to move one by one to the ending point. Okay, otherwise our loop will be infinite. Clear? Saving this file, and now we have this example while.php. Now you can see, okay, first we assigned value x, and on first iteration it will check 1 is less than equal 5, condition is true, and it will print value of x. Clear? Then it will increment x. We have x in memory, and first x have value 1. Now this statement will increment x plus 1. Clear? It will increment by 1, and now x have value 2. Then again control will go to while and check on second time 2 less than or equal 5, condition is true. Then it will enter in the loop and execute this statement. It will print 2. Then again x is increment by 1. Now x have value 3. Clear? After incrementing, it will again move to the while loop test condition. 3 less than or equal to 5. Condition is true. So it will print value of x. What is value of x? 3. And then it will increment x by 1. Now x have value 4. Clear? After incrementing, it will again go to test condition, and now it check if 4 is less than 5 because x have value 4 now. Clear? Condition is true. Then it enters in the loop and it will execute this statement and print the value of x, what is 4. After printing, it will increment x by 1. Now x have value 5. Clear? Then it will again test condition 5 less than or equal 5. Now less than condition is wrong, but equal condition is true. So condition is true. It enters in the loop and print x, and now x have value 5. It will print 5. Clear? After printing, it will increment x by 1. Now x have value 6. Again on 6th iteration, it will check x less than or equal to 5. Now in this case, condition is false. It simple exit from the while loop. Clear? Okay. Okay, now if we are not assigning any value to x, we will see. Okay, it will show error, runtime error. Okay, it will show very undefined variable x. Clear? Undefined variable x having no value. Okay. Yes, you have to need define value to x. If you are not defining any variable, PHP assigns it to null, not 0. But if you are defining static x, then see what happened. Yes. Okay. Uh, come to the slide. Now next statement is do while. Okay. Do while statement. Do while loop will always execute the block of code once. What it means? What it means? Here is the syntax of do while. Do curly bracket open, and here you will write the code of the your code. Okay, body of loop. Then close the bracket, and here the you have to define the condition. Okay, and do while statement is used where you want to execute the loop at least once. Clear? It will, after execute a block of code once, then it will check the condition and repeat the loop while the specified condition is true. Okay. First, control enters in the do and execute the statements, and after executing, it will check the condition. And if condition is false, okay, if condition is false, then it will exit from the loop. Clear? But where, okay, consider another case when control enters in the do and it will execute the statements, and after it will check the condition, and if condition is true, then it will again enter in the do statement, do while body of loop will be executed again. Clear? After executing, it will check the condition, and if condition is true, then it will enter again in the body of loop. Clear? Difference from while and do while is that do while is used where you want to execute the loop at least once, because it will first execute the loop, then after it will check the condition. Okay, but in case of while, you have to check condition first, and if condition is true, then control enters in the loop. Clear? After writing while and condition, you have to put semicolon here. Clear? Now this is the example. I will show you the difference between while and do while. Okay, first we will write the example of do while. First we have a variable named x and assigning it to 0. Clear? Here we have printing echo x, okay, value of x. Clear? Now we are defining while x greater than 0. Clear? And semicolon. Save as. Okay, save this file, and in browser window we have saved in the PHP script named folder. Okay, this is our file. Click on it. Here we have to put, okay, okay. Now it print x, value of x. Okay, it print value of x. First way it initialized to 0, and it is a do while. Okay, control enters in the do while and execute this statement. Okay, printing the value of x, and after executing it check the condition. Now it while x greater than 0, but x have 0, 0 greater than 0 condition false, it will just exit from the loop. Okay, but it execute the body of loop at least once. Clear? uh, now we will do this example with while loop. Okay, we will put this code in comment. Okay, now here we are writing this code with while x greater than 0. Okay, now print x, print x. Clear? Saving this file. Now you can see nothing will be printed. Why? Because in case of while, first condition is checked. When control come to this, it will first check the while. Clear? It will first check the while 0 less than 0 greater than 0 condition false. So while will not be run, control will not be enter into the while and exit from it. Clear? Clear the difference between do while and while? Okay. Yes, you can also increment or decrement in while or do while. Okay. If you are using do while, okay, then you can like here you can add increment or decrement statement. Clear? It's depend upon the which program you are doing or what application you are doing. Okay, it's depend upon the your code. You can add decrement or increment code. Okay, after executing the statements, at the last there is a increment or decrement statement. Clear? Okay, now we have for loop. For loop is another looping statements. Like in while, in case of while, you have to write initializing variable, condition, increment in different places. Clear? In different places, you have to initialize a loop variable externally. Okay, but in for loop, it combined all these in one statement. Clear? There is an initializing counter like starting point of loop, test condition, and increment or decrement part, and there is a body of loop. Clear? Okay, and now see one thing I want to show you. Now see how the these are used, how these parts are used. uh, first first this is initialize value 1, and on second second step condition will be checked. Okay, after checking the condition, if it is found true, control enters in the loop and execute all the statements, and at the last, after executing all the statement, we have an increment statement. Clear? You can use increment or decrement depending on your logic. Clear? After incrementing, after incrementing after incrementing, it will transfer to back to condition. Clear? After checking the condition, if condition is true, then it will again enter in the loop, and after executing the loop statements, then at last we have increment statement. It will increment the variable, and after incrementing, it will again move to condition part. Clear? And this process will continue whenever condition is true, and when condition found false, the control will be exit from the loop. Clear? First, this is initialized, then condition. After executing the statement, then it will increment, and after increment, it will jump to the condition part. Clear? Same happening in the for loop. Same will be happening in the for loop. Here we have example. This is the initializing part. Starting point we are given, or we can say loop counter, and here is the condition part, and these are parts are separated by the semicolons. Clear? And third is the increment or decrement part depending on your code, and we have here increment x. Clear? Now when first time control comes to the this for loop, it first initializing variable, then it will check the condition. Okay, if condition is true, then it will enter in the body of loop, and after executing these statements, after executing the body of loop, it will come to the increment part. Clear? After incrementing, it will come to condition part. After checking the condition, and if condition is true, then again it will enter in the body of loop, and after executing the body of loop, okay, then again it will come to increment part. Okay, every time after executing the statements, it will jump to the condition increment part, and after incrementing the value, it will jump to the condition part. Okay, and then it will check condition, and if condition is true, then again control will enters in the for loop. Okay, and after executing the body of loop, it will jump to the this part, third part, condition part. Okay, after incrementing, again it will check the condition. Clear? And this process will continue whenever condition is true, and when condition found false, control will exit from the for loop. Clear? Is it clear how for loop will be executed? Is it clear to you? Okay. First, x is assigned to 1, and 1 it will check 1 is less than or equal to 10. Okay, and condition is true, enters the body of loop, and it will print the value of x. After printing, it increment the value x by 1, and now again check the condition. Now x have value 2, 2 less than or equal to 10, condition is true, then again it enters the for loop and print this statement. Clear? After printing, it will increment x by 3, and again check 3 is less than or equal to 10. Clear? This process will continue whenever condition is true. Okay, after printing value 10, it will increment x, and now x have value 11, and it will check condition. Okay, now condition is false, then it exit from the for loop. Clear? Okay, and this is the for each loop we will cover when we will do the topic of array. We will cover this loop at that time. Now we have jumping statements. Jumping statements are used to manipulate the flow of the program. Okay, if some conditions are met or not met. Okay, and jumping statements, it is used to terminating or continues the loop inside a program or to stop the execution of a function. Why it is called so? Because it transfer the control from one portion of program to another portion. Clear? These are the used for when, like, when you have to exit from a loop. Okay, like in a loop we have 10 iterations, but you are only interested in executing 5, and rest of 5 you have to skip. Clear? Then we write some statement for exiting from the loop, and control will exit from the 5th iteration, and rest iterations are skipped. Okay, or you may want to skip some iterations or one iteration and continue in the loop, like you have to skip 6th iteration, and you will move from 5th to 7th iteration automatically by using the statement. Clear? For this we have statements like break and continue statements, and go to statement also. Clear? These are actually used to shift the control from one portion to another portion, or you have to transfer the control from the out of loop. Okay, or you may want to skip some iterations and continue the loop. Okay, we will see in the examples. First we have a break statement. A break statement is used to jump out of loop. Okay, you if you want to skip, you want to skip the some iterations. Okay, if you are executing only some specified iterations and rest iterations you have to skip, then you can use the loop. Like I will show you. Here we have example, like we are assigning x to 0 and x less than 10. Okay, x increment, and in this for loop we have a if statement. Okay, and we are checking if x equal to 6, then break. Break means jump out of the loop. Clear? Now first x is a 0, 0 less than 10, condition true, and it enters the loop and check x equal to 0, but x have equal to 6. but x have 0, so if will not be executed and it will print value 0. Clear? After incrementing 1 less than 10 condition true, but 1 not equal to 6, if will not be executed. Clear? It will print. Then similarly it's 2, 3, 4 and 5. After printing 5, x will be incremented to 6. Now 6 less than 10 condition true, it enters in the for loop and check if x equal to 6. Now x equal to 6. Clear? If v is true, then control enters in the if and it will execute break statement. And what break statement will do? It will shift the control out of the loop and stop the loop. Clear? Clear? Okay, then we have a continue statement whose working is reverse to the break. Break will shift the control out of the loop, but continue will shift the control to the starting of the loop. Clear? You can get guess an idea from name also. Continue means continue. This statement is used if you want to skip some iterations in your loop. Okay, like in this example, there are iterations from 0 to 9. Okay, means 10 iterations, and here we have skipped the 7th iteration. You can see here we have skipped the 7th iteration. Clear? First x is 0 and 0 less than 10 condition true, and here it will check if x equal to 7, x have 0, 0 not equal to 7, so if will not be executed and it will print this statement 0. Similarly, after printing 0, it will increment by 1 x, it will 1, and then it will check 1 less than 10 condition is true. Okay, it will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. After printing 6, it will increment x. Now x have 7, 7 less than 10 condition true, and it enters the for loop, and here we are checking if x equal to 7. Now it is true. Then control enters in the if statement, and here is the continue statement. And continue will what do? It will shift the control to the starting of loop. Okay. Now x is incremented by 1 and it has 8, and 8 less than 10 condition true, and it will print 8. Okay. Continue statement skip the 7th iteration. Clear? Is it clear to you? Break and continue statement. All the practical examples we will do in the practical class. Okay. Okay. Now at last we have a go to statement. Go to statement is used to send flow of the program to a certain location in the code. Okay. You can move to a particular portion of a program by using go to statement. And syntax of go to statement is, first you have a go to keyword. Okay, you have a go to keyword. Then here you will write a label. You can name. Okay, you can name it. You can write any name or define any name, and followed by semicolon. Clear? And this label will be defined anywhere in the program. Like you can also define before the go to statement, or you can also define it after the go to statement. Clear? Wherever it is, control will jump to the label. Clear? Now see the example. See the example here. Here we have a x assigning value 0, and this is the label. Okay. Here we are incrementing x and printing x, and here we have a if statement. Okay. Now control, when execute this PHP code, it initialize x 0, and then it will increment x by 1. Now x have a value 1, then it will print x. equal 1. Clear? Now in if it will check x less than 5, 1 is less than 5, then go to start. Okay, control will jump to this start label and increment x by 1 and then print x 2. After printing, it will again come to if statement and check 2 less than 5. Condition is true and go to start. Whenever you have to define label name, okay, label name, then here is a colon sign. Okay, and it again increment x by 1. Now x is 3 and it will print 3. Then again check if statement 4 less than 5. Okay, 3 less than 5. Condition is true, then go to start. Okay, then x is incremented by 1. Now x has a value 4 and it will print 4. After printing 4, then comes to if. Now 4 less than 5, condition true. Go to start. It will increment x by 1. Now x has value 5 and print it. Clear? We can use go to statement like this. Is it clear to you? Okay, I will repeat. I will repeat go to statement. Answer the question. Following is the loop statement. Answer the question. Following is the loop statement. Following is the loop statement. Answer the question. Okay. The correct answer is while. Second option. Now answer this question. Conditional statement is, which is conditional statement from the following, which is the conditional statement. Okay. The answer is switch statement. Go to is the jumping statement and 4 is the looping statement. Is it clear now? Okay. Okay, in the practical class, we will do all these practicals. Okay, students, thank you for watching the session. We will meet in next lecture. If you have any doubt, then you can send me your doubts. Clear? Thank you for watching the session. Thank you.